Like they're just replicating what they did in game 1 here on LGD.
There's a lot on Nang's shoulders as Lesh this game, because if he has a good start and he just barrels on these towers, Tinker is not going to be ready to fight, and they can play behind this hero, and they can pressure LGD's picks. It's just a matter of how much pressure can they apply before the Ags comes out, because if the Ags Tinker comes out, it's way too hard to fight LGD. So I'm going to go ahead and say LGD.
Me too, before Nomad chooses for me. LGD.
I'll never doubt.
Prepare for
Man, it's a tough one. I really want to vote for Elephant, I really do, but I just feel like the calls on LGD, like every one of them looks good in this game, especially the tanking, man. Like this looks like such a tank tanking for Faith Beyond, and I think he's gonna carry this game. I can't bet against him, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to go for LGD here for game number 2. Let's know what happens in this one. We've got a casting duo of Beak Up and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much, Nomad. I can't believe they'd all go for Elephant, Mo. Easy. Obviously, they've all just gone for Elephant, and, you know, we'll see what they end up getting out of this if they're right. Once more, LGD trying to set up a 2-0. We're back with this Tinker on nothing to say. Look at him taunting.
I hate the Tinker.
Tinker.
30 seconds to battle.
I hate the Tinker Tool so much. It looks ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I'm worried for Elephant this game. This Tinker pick, I'm so shocked they managed to get it. You know, we've seen LGD play it as an answer to the Terrorblade in particular before, and also as an answer, like a pseudo answer to the Wyvern. Like the panel said, the second phase bans felt like protecting the Tinker with the Storm Bat bans as well.
The battle begins.
It just felt like such a great game for him.
Well, stun on to Innocence there. Now, second one coming in from Yang. Nothing to say. Will throw out his lasers. Ame taking a lot of damage to start this one off. Hasn't skilled anything up just yet. Stun misses, goes into the meld, and now he's hit by the air spike. Jumps out of meld, and looking like he's gonna die for first blood. It's the first time I've been able to jump on Ame like this before the horn. I think FY got first blood in the first game as well. And, well, a little bit of a lead here for Elephant. It seems like it's their first in quite some time, but I say that, and Winter Wyvern just sacrifices himself to the tier 2 over mid.
Right, okay. So it was a deny. It did die around a bit on the side.
Yeah.
I mean, good start from though. I mean, getting the first one. We've seen a lot of this competition in this tournament, like these pre-bounce rune fights, which is quite nice. I enjoy that.
Dire's turret has been killed.
This double range core against the TA, I think, is really strong.
Ooh, good double earth.
Hey?
They've got the stun, and Ame's dead again.
Does he have TP?
He does not. He's dead for 40 with no TP now for 40 seconds. He'll be up now. 37 seconds left on the TP, so he's gonna have to walk all the way back.
His lane's pretty much done now, right? Like, he's gonna come back. The Leshrac should be level 3 or something. It's not done because his TA power farmed so quickly, but jeez,
this is something that I think they needed to do in the first game, is just trying to work on shutting down Ame. And now, God, the Innocence, and FY's got all 3 kills.
And that's even worse than either of them are getting the XP. You know, at least if the TA's not getting the XP, the owner can collect it. But in like these early stages of the game, the small amounts of XP matter. Like getting to that level 2, getting to the level 3. You have these big power spikes, effectively.
Right. I guess now that they've kind of ruined the lane of Ame, you're still sitting here level 1, another spike comes out. You gotta wonder what Nothing to Say is gonna be able to accomplish without maybe Ame not making space for him. And we've seen him do really well on this Tinker. He's in the B Tinker, so I'm waiting for Jerry Seinfeld to come out of nowhere with the B movie.
Damage.
You didn't get that reference, Mo?
I didn't get it, no. You should know better than that than to expect me to understand that.
Denied.
I believe you've never seen the B movie.
I watched the stupid YouTube video. It's like every time they say B, it speeds up. Does that count?
Sure. I mean, that's basically all you have to get out of that movie anyway.
My thanks.
And TA not having a great time. 6-1 thus far, only sitting here level 2. Spike comes in. Yang will follow that up with another stun. Ogre pretty tanky. Does have 13 charges on a wand to work with, as well as a salve.
Dire's courier has been
Just
killed.
trying to survive in this lane up to this point. And Beyond's gonna lose his boots. Inkswell though, stroke of 8, and they'll get the kill in the Urus. So the boots will be gone, but so will this Terrorblade, and Beyond and Chinkyu work for combo on a kill. Both Cherry's not really having the best time.
You know what's wild? Even though this TA wasn't in the lane for like a whole minute, she's still got more seats than Lesh does.
Which is what I find wild. They might even be able to get that kill on a Yang. He'll get stunned, but Ogre's Ogre, and he'll continue to run you down and slap you down with that club, killing off Yang. So even though you killed Ame twice, you got the kill on the Ogre, now I think the lane opens up massively, especially because that fly's not even here.
He just went over to try and help secure the 4-minute runes. Absolutely fine. You know, he's probably stacking, I assume, for his Leshrac or his Puck as well.
Stack it.
But this thing got off to a great start already. I mean, the Lion's net worth is ridiculous because of the kills he's been involved with. Like, it's higher than the Leshrac right now. But as the lanes start to, you know, carry on into the next couple of minutes here, you expect to see LGD take a lead. This Tinker, you know, off a relatively good start. Have they made any stacks on LGD yet for the Tinker? Especially in that top jungle, I think is really important.
They have not, from the looks of it. They have one stack on the Ancients, and that looks to be about it.
So he's going to stack the small camp as well. Fair enough.
Ooh, FY getting that stack right by the lane. Also blocking a camp.
Did Tinker go for Soul Ring last time? Did nothing to say. I'm pretty sure he went bottle BOTs before, I think.
Yeah, he went straight into the BOTs. He had a really good start and didn't go for the Soul Ring, but there were times where it felt like he was kind of lacking mana, and this can certainly be an answer for him, and now he's going into the Boots to Travel, so we'll see what Nothing to Say comes out with at about 10 minutes, because it was the Boots to Travel that really started to help him dominate. He got so quick into that blink, he took over the game.
Because I'm pretty sure you go soloing most of the time, but like you said, because he had such a good game, I'm just assuming that was, you know, the reason why he just went for the BOTs first last time.
Dire are scanning.
Even a 3 thus far. Nothing to Say getting a little bit low.
You see, he's got about going over for the bounty rune and Nothing to Say, but he scans to see that there's one of the Radiant supports coming over. Because he's so low, he has to be really careful and just walks back to bait instead. It's a really heads-up play by him.
Good scan. I feel like sometimes teams hold on to scans for a long time, not using them on something like as simple as that in the early game, and it's a move like that that could probably save his game if he goes over there and gets caught. We talked about how fragile Tinker can be sometimes.
I think mid laners in particular tend to be the ones that use the scan to see support rotations come over.
Right.
If anybody's going to use them, right? You know, sometimes they don't get used like you say, but...
We usually see it scanned by like a river or anywhere where you think the gank's coming from, right?
I tell you, this is such a hard TB game, by the way. Like, the amount of magic damage burst they have is ridiculous. There's like Tinker, there's Sanding, there's Grimstroke. Grimstroke can build the Act as well to help. Like, I just really... I'm looking at the networks of all the heroes at the moment as well. I'm really struggling to see how the team is going to be able to influence the game.
Yeah, they need to hold on to their map too. If it happens like last game where they're just stuck on getting creeps right by the tier 2 towers and not really having the map to play with, they're going to fall very far behind very quickly. And now they're going to go after Innocence. They'll get the kill. Somnus now, he'll find himself on the board 1-0-1. He's going into the Witchblade early with 3 talismans. I think Elephant are very reliant on both Somnus and Yang really starting to pop off.
Yeah, I would say that for sure. Definitely Somnus in particular, because he's the main source of catch, right? In the early stages of the game.
Is under attack.
Ooh, getting a little bit low. They've got the Pulse Nova going, and with the Air Spike coming through from FY, they'll get themselves one, but they end up trading Yang. Hex on GQ. He's got the ink swell. FY trouble, and no mana for the stroke of fate, but the right clicks are in. They'll get themselves two. And it's a good trade overall for LGD, but they do lose Ame for the third time. And again, it's looking to shut down this TA. Epicenter bottom. The Burrow Strike not a super. He'll cold embrace and Faith Beyond. And he still get this. He doesn't have Burrow Strike, but in the Sandstorm, Super will die.
Have you seen what level GQ now is now on the Grim?
Level 6.
Level 6. 8 minutes into the game. The TA Lion, he just gets solo. Sorry, the Lesh and the Lion, he just gets solo kill XP for. And he's like, oh, nice. I'm just level 6 at 8 minutes into the game on my +4 Grim Stroke. This is great.
Oh, it's close to 6, but yeah, he's not level 6 like Grimstroke is.
No, 6.5.
Structures are fortified.
Madness.
And you can see they're coming up top, trying to find this TA once again. They're looking inside the jungle. They've got the stacks. They'll find themselves super in bed. With the Bleeding Rift, they'll have the Silence. They'll throw out a stun on the Yang, but Silence is right there with them. And since he's tanky, but is he tanky enough? Not looking likely. And one more shot will get the kill. So this is good for Somnus. Needs that gold, needs that bump in farm, get into that Witchblade, and maybe feel more comfortable pushing and being aggressive. We'll see.
He gets like quite a lot this game on the Ogre, but at the same time, like his deaths aren't bad. Like he's tanking ganks and things, right?
Dire's top tower.
Trying to find information on the map, which is the way to play this hero. So
And I would say that saves the TA right there. You get Ame in the jungle. If they find themselves Ame instead of Innocence, like it gets a little bit more difficult for them. Now Ame's gonna come over and get the stack while over bottom. They've got the Dream Coil, the Silence, the kill out on a Faith Beyond. And again, it's Somnus moving over. And I will say this tournament for Somnus has felt the best that we've seen from him all year. DPC was a struggle. It was a slog for him. He didn't exactly shine throughout the year. Obviously, in a region where it's hard to shine as a mid if you're not playing perfect, against the likes of Ori, White Album, Nothing to Say, Emo, so many others, and D-Stone's in that mix as well. So, like, if you're not doing the top of the top, it feels like you're not really shining as much. And in this tournament, it's felt like we've seen more of what we're used to seeing when we see Somnus in games like this.
yeah, he's fantastic for sure. Oh, the blink rail doesn't work.
Yeah, the phase shift turning. Now they've got the silence. So from the Phantom's Embrace from Shinkyu. Nothing to Say coming over, throwing some rockets down.
So
Doesn't get the kill though, and that's the debut in the blink.
my worry for Elephant here is that doing a good job, like taking this top tier one, they're doing okay. They've put up the map and everything, but they're not stopping the Tinker from farming. It's like we said before, if you don't stop the Tinker from farming, eventually he's going to hit that point, like especially when he gets the blink, where he's horrible to catch. Like, it becomes really difficult all of a sudden. Love this mech pickup on the Lesh as well. I think they realize that they need to play tempo, they need to play fast, get these pickoffs, try and transition into early towers.
He's going into the Desolator. We've seen it time and time again. He gets this Dragonlance Desolator and really starts to pop off. He's also got a little bit of help in the Bloodlust of Innocence, who's just a very annoying ogre. Pushing everybody out of his swamp. No donkey hero to be a companion with. You're not going to stay up all night swapping scary stories.
Oh. Poor guy. Yeah, I would say, like, we talked last game about how when the Electric came through from the Invoker.
Yeah.
Like, how much stronger this hero becomes all he does a stupid amount of damage. It's kind of similar with Bloodlust, right?
Yeah.
See, this dude's just sitting under a ward at the moment. GQ, I think he's staying just out of range of the ward, yeah.
Inkswell, Blink, Burrow Strike a little bit short of Yang, but they still have the Inkswell that pops and hits some of the Leshrac. They've got the silence from the Phantom Embrace. There's Blazer. Eurus thinking about going in and sunders up Yang. He's now turning this on a Faith Beyond. They've got the Winter's Curse down up too. FY lining up for her spike to follow it up, but they've got the stun now on both heroes. Yang ends up dead and Nothing to Say, but it might end up being 3. You gotta be careful though. He's level 9. Inkswell, the right clicks, the Stroke of Fate. He's doing everything he can to survive. Eurus, well, he's here, and they will use that finger to finish off this Grimstroke, and Eurus there for some experience. And it's 4 heroes dead on the side of LGD. A very good fight from Elephant.
Yeah, really great pickoff. And the fact that the Sand King's stun initially misses, right? They don't quite have enough lockdown to be able to get the Tinker's damage off. like if they land the burrow strike with the Leshrac, the Lesh just dies, right? But really well played by the Lesh just to be able to quickly escape. And then as soon as you don't burst the Lesh from 100 to 0, there's always that possibility to come through, right? Great stunned by the TV as well.
Middle lane, Yang back-to-back deaths. That is not what you need. And they're also going to find themselves super. Rockets being thrown forward. They should be able to get the kill, or maybe they deter them with this Terrorblade. Rockets don't go the way of this Winter Wyvern, so Super's going to be able to survive on this. And right now, I think Eurus, he's doing a good job of fighting his farm. He's got the Dragon Lance as well as the Yasha going into an SNY, but is it going to be enough?
Blessings.
He's doing well for sure.
Yeah, and he's got that help from Somnus. I think Somnus has done a good job of alleviating pressure that was on this TB. Not just on the map, but situationally, right? You were saying how it feels like a hard TB game. So that's pressure on you already before the map starts squeezing in on you.
It's not about finding the farm, it's about being able to pressure the objectives, I think, against Tinker in particular, though. Like, you need to be able to start taking these tier 1s, like, sorry, not the tier 1s, the tier 2s, I mean, what is the tier 1s? Because as the game goes further and further on, it becomes harder and harder to push them. Because the Tinker just runs down the side of the map with Blink, as we saw from the absolutely ridiculous play from Nothing to Say yesterday.
Yeah. Up against that Night Stalker, blinking constantly with that rearm. But we did have an arcane rune for that moment.
And you have to remember, that was with vision the whole time, right, from the Night Stalker. Imagine if we didn't have vision, about how awful that would have been, trying to catch the Tinker.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Now that he does have this blink dagger, so he's going to set up the March of the Machines all the way through the top lane for the moment, and really try to start bolstering that farm.
Are scanning.
Are they going to try to get a
game
Tinker
really
down?
slowed down. That is, I mean, those back-to-back deaths are really rough for him. He's got the mech. He has arcane boots going into a hood, but I think the panel was right in that we need to see a lot from Yang here from this Leshrac, and it's going to be tough now that he's kind of been shot out of the sky with what he was having.
And that's the thing, like, I think Elephant have actually played really well this game, right?
Yeah.
Like, I look at the two drafts, I'm like, I still don't know if it's enough. Like, I think they've outplayed them massively, which in comparison to the last game is great for Elephant, that they've not fallen as far as they did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, wait. You have a blink dagger. They're being so right on top of this Leshrac. Things that again.
Oh, no, that ward from LGD there in the bot lane, spotting the Leshrac hoofing around. Is that a technical
Burp strike coming through on a Sonic. He's right along and he will fall. Winter's Curse is nicely placed. The Inkswell's on beyond. They get the stun on two of these heroes as well. Supports FY. Now Super. Double kill for Nothing to Say. And what was once Elite Elephant has now switched over to LGD. And it might be the last time Elephant see that lead if things continue to trend this way.
Yeah, you see the TB as well. He's like, doesn't he really do anything in the fight, right? He tries to come over to get involved. He ends up walking away at like 400 HP because of like just the poke and everything, right?
And Sops just gets caught out, and then a really great move there from Faithgon to be aware, have that Inkswell Burrow Strike come in and land the stun on both supports, which allows Nothing to Say to continue to pop off. And he is getting really close to this Ags.
I think one of the best timings Elephant can hope for this game is when the TB hits like this BKB, right? And you have like this 9-second BKB. You know, we need to try and make a big play happen at that point. You know, if we can try and catch the Tinker, TB is able to like stop this magic damage coming through for the maximum amount of time. If they get the BKB on the TB, I'm assuming it'll be after the Scarding, and the fight goes badly. I honestly think the game just automatically ends. It's that bad.
There's that Bell we've seen so many times on Instance's Ogre. They're going to smoke up on Elephant, try and make a move here if they can catch anybody top. But right now, Shinku is the only one up there, and Grimstroke, it doesn't really feel like value.
Have you seen he's not even going, he's not going Ag, he's going E-Blade next.
Yeah, he's got Blink.
Which is
Blink,
amazing.
He's ready to go. He's got the Ghost Scepter purchased already, and he has queued up the Eagle Song.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ember's picked up poor Elephant. You can wrap all the way around. Maybe they can find a +1. Somnus comes over, has Waning Rift. Dreamcoil is available. Not sure if it's to drop it on just the Ogre. He jaunts over to the other side. Yang lands the stun. Beyond Burrow strike over on an FY will get the kill out of this line. And Ame Templar coming over with these rockets. They placed down a ward, so they have the vision to continue on this inside the melt strike. Oh, Yang down to half health immediately. Cold Embrace. Super throws the holy locket onto Yang, but it's not going to matter. They've got themselves another melt strike coming in from Ame. They'll get the kill on the Leshrac and take out 2.
How many times has Innocence been angled this game on the Ogre? Oh no, I'm just an Ogre. Please don't hurt me.
Don't invade my swamp.
Yeah. It's a bad looking rock.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just curse used by a super there on a Faith Beyond, and that was just to try and keep Somnus out of peril. As he's going into the Boots of Travel, and he has the Blink Dagger as well as the Witchblade, 3 no talismans to his name. Super still getting caught here. Burrow Strike comes in. Hero's trying to hit the high ground, and now they're going to go through. They've got the Waning Rift as well as the Loser. He'll jaunt over to the other side. Somnus drops down the Dreamcoil, back down to Ame. This is a one fight for Elephant. They might put themselves in a good spot to get roached, but that's really going to be set for both teams. Oh, and losing Innocence. Yang goes down. Eurus is dead. Faith Beyond falls, and now FY will follow. 4 years down on the side of Elephant and LGD. Where are they? They're right next to Roach, and Ame's already in the pit.
That Grimtrick ult with the Act Laser. Holy moly! That was some damage on the TV there. I don't know if you saw it, but that was ridiculous.
Seeker just casually does 3,500 damage.
That is absolutely absurd. Watch the double laser because it bounces from both of them, right? I'm ready. You just can't get there. Here comes the Grimstroke ult.
Oof. Immediately did just Sunder back to full
Radiant's
health.
top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
he lost like 3/4 of HP to a double laser and a rock. You know, like,
Yep.
that's just the way DBB sometimes against Tinker.
TBB.
And yes, they get that Aegis on the TA as well. It's looking really difficult for Elephant now.
Oh yeah, and this is what they were game planning in the first game when they went in after the Early Roche. Use that first Aegis to really shut down the map for Elephant, which they should be able to accomplish once again with this lead. Elephant really need to try and hold everything up, but it's very difficult for them. We just watched Eurus get zapped down to 0 from basically full health. They find themselves the Winter Wyvern again. Ame with the one shot.
Radiant's courier has been
Still burning hot like the sun, and heroes around him are still melting quite quickly.
This pressure's just relentless. Whenever anybody shows, they have so much jump with the Sand King, the Grimstroke Blink as well. Like the Tinker can just fire rockets through. The traps give vision for the rockets, so they always have information on the map as well. Personally, I'm still shocked they got TA in that game too. No, I said
Radiant structures are fortified.
oh, here we go. Here comes a Tinker TB.
Boy, FY. He goes down, and alright, they do end up trading Shinkyu out.
I think they were worried about them getting the blink off there. So just drop the coil. It's not even anyway, right? So
He's got a
Too big of a deal.
1,700 gold, only really 1,100, 1050 away from finishing that E-Blade on Grim. A bit dangerous.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I wonder if even if the perfect fight here from Elephant wins it in the exchange.
What does the perfect fight involve, though?
Exactly.
Like how
5-man
they
Dream Coil.
because somehow blinks into the middle of their team.
Yeah. He's going into a Hex next, so it just gets harder from where you're at on the side of Elephant.
They're doing the same thing again last game. You know, they invade the areas, they take the farm away from Elephant's side of the map.
Now, OGD, they're just going to take over, and you'll see the net worth even if they don't fight. We will extend. Because you just don't have many pieces to the farm on the side of Elephant. Close to the Scotty on Eurus. Like you said, is this going to make a difference? Can he get to the BKB in time where he does make a difference in these fights? But it's not looking likely already.
I mean, honestly, I'm really shocked he didn't go BKB second item, because like the Scotty's really nice, right? It's obviously a great item. If you don't have BKB this game, you can never fight.
You're gonna look over Yang. All right, he gets the stun now, but is it gonna matter? The sun's on it through the Phantom's Embrace and the Soulbind. And fly Yang on 3-man Dream Coil. Here's doing the damage from the side, but he's already eating these rockets, so he's the Sun on something to say. They get the kill on Yang as well as that fly. They got the Phantom's Embrace on the Terrorblade, which is there, but the lasers come down. They get that kill on Eurus. They'll take out Super. That's 4 dead on the side of Elephant. It might be a full team wipe, but the silence doesn't last long enough. Somnus put a blink away, and God. He is just in a tough spot. They want to go still. Jinkyu. Ooh, give the Phantom's Embrace. Looking to jump in with that ink swell.
They have the ward down on Radiant, so they knew it was coming on the high ground to the right hand side. So,
but again, Eurus isn't able to survive. He sunders once again back to full health. Quickly dead after.
It's not in my nature, but
he can't do anything in these fights. And like you said, you want him to have the BKB. He's committed to the Scotty, and now he's in a lot of trouble.
yeah, because I mean, it would have been great if they'd have hit the Scotty timing. They were doing okay, and then they could have like transitioned into maybe that BKB timing, and then they take the fight, right? But they lost that first Roche just before it even hit the Scotty, and then LGD just explode their lead from taking that Roche. And now he's so far away from the BKB, but yeah, how does he ever play Dota? You know?
Here it comes. E-Blade.
Oh no.
I thought I was clicked on Grimstroke for a second. I saw Dale screwed up. I realized it was TA. I was like, what is going on here?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Luckily, it was the TA's build who's got the Ags, who had the shard, and again, what else? The Chrysalis in the backpack. Now the use expires, the Chrysalis comes in, but you got that Psionic projection. You have the upgraded Psionic trap. But things for Ame feel so good, and there's no way to really hold him down. Just Psionic projection away, or if you're unaware that you're standing on a trap, you might just be dead. We've seen it. 2 taps, trap. And here it is, exactly as I'm talking about. They're going to go after Super. The right clicks are in, and it's going to be a kill there for the Grimstroke with that Stroke of Fate.
Alright, I know you did all the damage there, but
What if?
I'm a Giga Chad.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously the kill is a kill. It doesn't really matter, right? But it just looks ridiculous.
He needs the goals. He has to go late game. He doesn't even have anything queued up yet. I'm waiting for him to queue up something even more ridiculous.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That E-Blade's like ridiculous, but the farm he has is high. He has higher net worth than Yang. Leshrac comes through. Now they've got the Hex. Ooh, it's not doing anything there. Now the Witcher's Curse comes out onto the Ogre, but he's gonna tank up a lot of this damage. Splinter Blast goes up in the air. Fate Beyond looking for his moment to blink in as well as get the Bros. They'll throw the finger out off of the Grimstroke, but now they might lose themselves Yang. It ends up being a trade. They've got the soul off the backlines. That's going to attach only the Super, but they get the kill on the Witcher Wyvern. Let's get FY. They lose themselves the Ogre, so both supports are dead on the side of OGD, but I don't know if that's really matter. OGD can still certainly fight pretty aggressively without their supports.
You have to remember that was decent vision coverage by Elephant as well, right? Like they have that ward on the high ground. They put the ward down in the lane as well. And we said it in the Tinker game yesterday, Nico. If the Tinker doesn't go on and the Tinker doesn't die, you cannot win the fight. This hero outputs so much damage. And I know it's easier said than done. Oh, just fight the Tinker. But that's just the, the sad situation of how the fight is.
Yeah, at a certain point, trying to find Tinker is harder than playing Where's Waldo as a 4-year-old. You're just not going to find him.
That's someone who's really bad at Where's Waldo would say. We say Wally in the UK, but...
Yeah, I know. Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? I thought he was behind that slide. He ends up being behind the hot dog stand. Not only do you have to find Waldo, though, you have to be able to then kill Waldo too.
Oh, no.
Waldo has Ags, X, Boots of Travel, a Blink Dagger, and soon a BKB. Waldo is farmed. 8 seconds until Roche is up.
Waldo's bringing a gun to a knife fight. I'm telling you, this guy's stacked.
This is the stories you don't get told in the books.
Waldo after hours.
17k net worth lead here for LGD. Eurus just pushing up towards top and trying to get what he can as he's really desperately looking for that BKB. Still some ways out from it. He's got enough for the Mithril Hammer as well as the Ogre Axe, but about 1100 gold away from finishing off the BKB. And he would desperately love to have it, that's for sure. And he hits that level 18, the level 3 on the Sunder. But they're setting up. They've got themselves the Tinker up towards top as well as Innocence. They'll have the Hex as well as the Laser. They get the kill on the Super. Faith Beyond comes over. Yang's been zapped dead.
I honestly thought they were going to call it there. Thought that was going to be like their final, you know, we need to try and find the Tinker here. Let's get a Tinker ward down in the top lane, wait for him to come moment. Actually, he already had it set up with the Ogre and the Tinker ready. Oh.
And the fact that immediately up his bottom with the Psionic Trap. So they go down here, they look for the puck, they'll get the kill onto Somnus.
You cannot.
It's so difficult for them to feel comfortable at all over the map. And then Ame, Psionic projection. He's back towards top.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You know, you said there was bad blood between Elephant and LGD.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the hardest I've ever seen a team try ever. Like they're playing that well.
Storylines. Drama. Ooh, is Tinker gonna get the shard? Defense Matrix.
Oh, please. I've not really seen that used before, but...
Now he's got the Defense Matrix.
I'll take your truth.
Pretty good against TB as well, actually. Oh, yes, an
barrier. Locks in its 350 damage, provides 50% status resistance. That's the best part. Wind Waker picked up for Faith Beyond. Oh, now Waldo has an Arcane Rune.
Actually, if you just put barrier on them. Oh,
Strike coming in here. Expected land on the Ogre. They've got the Soulbind that's going to attach FY over to the Yang, and now they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Now they're going to the back. Oh, it's looking right for Eurus. Super guy, Eurus, dang, bang, bang, bang. LGD are going to clean them all up. TY coming in, and GG is called. Man, LGD will rip them apart, and they take another quick game. It is a 2-0 lead for LGD. Elephant, they just look lost.
So, Elephant have now lost